name is Michael Garrett. I'm a sophomore here at KU. I'm from Lenexa, Kansas. I'm a journalism and Spanish double major. We left Lawrence and flew to San Jose, Costa Rica. And we stayed a little bit in there, a couple days at a place called INBIO, which is like the national kind of biodiversity research center, I suppose, of Costa Rica. And that's in San Jose. So we stayed there while we prepared, got all of our things ready to go, all that kind of stuff. And then we took buses. We paired up with the University of Costa Rica. And we took like buses and trucks down to Tapanti National Park. So kind of what we did was we would set up different types of traps to find these insects. There's tons and tons of different methods they had for trapping. One was a flight intercept trap, which is essentially just this screen they would put up, and these insects would fly in. It'd be all kinds of flying insects. That's like flies, beetles, anything that flies. Just a screen in the middle of the forest, and they'd fly in and hit that and fall into these pans that were full of like water and antifreeze mix. And so that would preserve these insects, so we'd come back, I think we checked them every 48 hours, so we'd come back in 2 days and these pans would be just full of all kinds of insects. And so you would kind of drain that into a little bag of alcohol and take that back. And those would be the insects you studied. We did Cerber sampling, which is kind of it's a quantitative method. So there's like this little box wire frame thing, and then there's a net that goes by it. So this is to get water insects. So you'd put it in the river, and there'd be that little box around it, and you kind of like pull up everything, rocks and dirt and everything, and so the current of the water would push it into the bag. So at the end of your little sample, you'd kind of pick up everything in that little square, just so you know it was that little square, the quantitative. And then you'd take the bag and you'd examine what was in the bag. So there was all kinds of water insects. A lot of what we found was like mayfly larvae. I think the most interesting thing was just seeing kind of the scientific process play out. Because again, you really have no idea what research is, or how that looks, or what collecting samples of insects, how that even happens, or how do you go? Do you just run around with a net and like catch them, or what's that like? How do you find these insects you see on display at museums or in science magazines, that kind of stuff? I was way in over my head. A lot of times it felt like they were speaking another language. I was so just confused about what the heck are you guys talking about. I would just like to say thank you so much, because it was truly an incredible experience. Probably one I'm going to remember for the rest of my life. I remember telling my friends when I was going to go, they're like, wow, you're going like to Costa Rica in the jungle, like how's that even possible? And it was all because of you guys, so thank you so much for the experience, and it's one that I'm going to remember for the rest of my life.